Participants, please mute your mic. So he handled around 4,000 plus yoga students and have over 10,000 plus hours of teaching yoga experience, conducted several corporate yoga sessions for multinational companies such as Finserv, Bajaj Allianz, Reliance General, Metro Cash, and Carry, Accenture, Power Grid Corporation of India, and many more. He is expert in public relations and people skills, expert in yoga therapy for various ailments, power yoga, chair yoga, corporate yoga, lifestyle corrections, counseling, pranayama, meditation, and mantra chanting. He is also skilled in diet counseling and lifestyle corrections, certified expert trainer in prenatal yoga and prenatal care, head coach for yoga teacher training courses. So I welcome you, sir, for this session. I am also one of his student. So I welcome you, sir, for this session. So kindly, you can start the session, sir. Thank you. Sir, we are unable to hear you.
Sorry. Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Bhakti, madam. Thank you, the ACS College of Engineering, for providing and extending this opportunity for me to present today. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
You're able to see my PPT?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can able to see.
Okay. Yeah. So today we will be discovering and seeing how yoga can help in stress management and how yoga can be a key to holistic management towards life. So here, firstly we need to see what is life, right? So we start from there, and then there you get to the meaning of the whole aspect, like how yoga will make a difference in your life. So if we just say, like, one may say that it's a journey from birth to death. So all that you experience in your life from birth to death is what you call as life. One might experience not a straight linear path, isn't it? There'll be episodes of happiness, episodes of sorrow. There are so many experiences, such as sometimes we even say that we had a rebirth kind of an experience, something like a death like an experience. So it's all go up and down, time to time. So if you really observe, changes in life is always going to be there. And as said by Heraclitus, the only constant in life is change. Changes is there in the life, and that brings in the challenges also in life. If we really observe, there is multiple types of challenges we face. Some might be physical in nature, some might be mental and emotional in nature, some might be intellectual, some might be even social. So there are different types of challenges we face. How do we handle about it? And when we are not able to handle is where the stress as such comes in the picture, right? So multiple challenges require multi-dimensional approach, and that is where the solution is yoga. So what do you mean by multi challenges? So as we discussed, there are different types. There is no one straightforward solution to any of these problems. So what may work for physical might not work for mental, might not work for intellect. So we need to work on all the levels to make sure that we are able to handle different challenges that occurs in our life. So whenever there is a possibility, whenever there is a change, there is a potential for stress, right? If we see, if there is no change in our life, then we don't feel that much stressed. But as we progress in our life, say when you're a child, you enter into school, there is a change. You feel little stressed about it. And from school, you go into college, you do your education, career, and with the hope to be more happier and more well settled. All that comes along with some amount of stress, and then marriage, and then children, and then the cycle kind of repeats. So if you see, the change is always there, and it always associated with the potential for stress, and hence stress management is very important, without which we kind of lose the essence towards having a good life. Stress management is very much a key to good life. What is yoga? How yoga comes into this as a solution? So, yoga is a science which enables us to be strong physically, mentally, and emotionally. Yoga also helps us to grow spiritually. Yoga is nearly 5,000-year-old science. It is not yesterday's or 100 years or few years back. It's been put into note or a textual format 5,000 years back, and it was even practiced even before that, is what it is said. Yoga is also defined as union of mind, body, and spirit. Sri Aurobindo, you might have heard about Aurobindo Ashram in Pondicherry. The main sage there, Sri Aurobindo, who is a acclaimed spiritual leader, he says yoga is a technique for total personality development at physical, mental, emotional, as well as spiritual level. We have various types of yoga. It is not just one type of yoga. Modern day, nowadays, you see more of marketing and publicity of asana aspect of yoga, but that is only one section, one small section of yoga. If you see, there is karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, and raj yoga. So karma yoga is using work itself as a method to reach moksha or self realization. And I would like to add, yoga, whatever be the stream, the end, the final outcome or the direction towards where we are practicing is for self realization. So Bhakti Yoga is, say for example, like what ISKCON is doing. They promote yoga in the form of bhakti, in terms of chanting, in terms of dancing in the name of God, singing in the name of God. So like this, expressing and discovering who is God, that supreme consciousness through Bhakti Marga. Then you have Jnana Marga, where there is a teacher, student, disciple, and where there is a transfer of knowledge and discovering, practicing what is being told and learning further and further by self analysis. And there is Raj Yoga, which is what is today famous and most commonly known. Raj Yoga is the path of mind culture or willpower. So we are, some of you might be practicing yoga. You would see that teacher says you stay in the certain asana, where you are, even though it is paining, you are using your willpower and holding as per the counts. You are using your willpower in an effort to uplift your state of life or quality of life. So that kind of mode is the Raja Yoga method. So most of the modern day yoga classes or institutes are following the Raj Yoga. This is just for your general understanding. And all the streams of yoga, whatever be it, eventually culminate with self realization of who I am. That is the main essence. One can choose any one or more of the stream to lead their life with utmost happiness, true knowledge, and freedom and power. In Bhagavad Gita, another major definition is given, such as Samatvam Yoga Uchyate. So, Samatvam Yoga Uchyate means yoga is to be in a balanced state. What is that to be in balance? The mind and body should be in balance with the emotions, the thoughts, the intellect, and behavior. When all of these are in balance, then you are said to be in the state of yoga. Yoga is not some action that is performed, but yoga is a state of being itself. Okay, so yoga is to maintain equilibrium of the mind in any situation. So when we say we are getting stressed, what does that mean? You're not able to maintain your calm, you're not able to remain relaxed. Certain situation is making you more stressed, certain situation is making you more miserable, certain situation is making you disturbed, angry, certain situations making you happy, but you're always moving ups and downs. So yoga, when you are said to be in the state of yoga, you are always at the balance and equilibrium state, like how we see Lord Krishna. Even in the battlefield, he always maintained his equilibrium. That is what he is, that is why he is said as one a major yogi, right, whom we follow. So if we see what is a stress, if we define a stress, it is our mind and body response or a reaction to a real or a imagined threat, event or change. So when we are exposing, like say we open our eyes, we are hearing, we are smelling, we are tasting, there are different kinds of changes that is occurring. We are sensing various things through our sense organs. We see some, say, suddenly a snake, we suddenly become extremely alert, we get scared, panic. So there's a change that is coming in, right, due to the external environment, and our body responds, our mind responds, and this is what we call as stress. Okay, so you can see the images. So one person is trying, one lady is trying to do multiple things, office work, she's trying to have a phone call, she's trying to take a note, she's trying to drink coffee in between. So there's so many things that we are doing at once. This is how our general life is also trying, being like. So we feel overloaded due to our day to day activities, because of which we feel more and more stressed. And if we really see, there are two types of stress. It's not like all stress is bad in life. So there is stress and there is distress. So stress is where we say as positive stress, and distress is what we see as negative stress. So if you say that you want to wake up in the morning, there needs to be some amount of stress. Otherwise, you might not get up at all. So that kind of stress is good. You want to play sports, you want to play games, then you need some amount of stress, then only you are able to participate in it. That is good type of stress called eustress. And distress is the negative stress. Say you got diagnosed with some serious illness, you got injured, you had some relationship issues, work or career based issues, that causes distress, right? So these are the major two types of stress, what we can say, or categories of stress. In positive stress, there is no problem, you feel more motivated to do, achieve, you want to win the game, you want to get the first prize, then you put that necessary stress. And but in this stress there is behavioral changes, and we slowly start losing our motivation as well. Let us see more as we progress. And we should also see who sets the benchmark. If you really look into it, we are the ones who are taking up the challenges, and we are the ones who are facing the stress also. It is we who set up our alarm. Say you want to wake up at 5 or 6, and then you are struggling to get up, and then after you get up you still want to sleep, and you feel stressed throughout the day, because of which you want to have coffee to reduce the stress. So this is like, we are only setting the benchmark. We want to achieve this in this number of years. We want to build a house, we want to buy a car, we want to have another degree. Different types of goals we would have, life goals. So we only set, but we are not able to match up, we are not able to manage. That is where the stress management again comes into the picture. It is not that taking stress is bad, it is about how to manage it, how to make sure you can do your work, your achieve your goals more efficiently without breaking down. That is the key essence of today's session. So what happens, to stress responses at physical level? When we become stressed, our heart rate increases, you might have felt this. Our bp increases, our breath rate also increases, we start breathing faster, our pupil dilate, we start to open our eyes more, sense more light into it, into the eyes. We start sweating sometimes, we start having more energy in our hands and legs, our digestion gets impaired. These are all changes that occurs when there is a stress in the body at the physical level. At the psychological level, you also attach with fear, you attach with anxiety, you become more and more alert. So there is a psychological change also when you are under stress. And again, the stress we are referring to the distress aspect. If we really see what all happens, anatomically within our body and physiologically, if we see, the stress response system is like this. The brain senses this stressful environment. From the environment you pick up different things, and you feel that is stress. Say there's a presence of a snake, or there's a presence of say your manager, or somebody whom you had to report but you are not prepared. That sense itself, when the brain senses this, automatically this ACTH hormone starts to release, adrenocorticotropic hormone. When this releases, the adrenaline glands above the kidney and the cortisol hormone, which are called the stress hormones, these get released into the bloodstream. And when these get released into the bloodstream, it causes all these changes whatever we discussed. Your digestion gets impaired, your blood pressure increases, heart rate increases, all these changes will happen. This is a sequence of how stress from external factor is perceived by the brain, which releases certain hormones using your endocrine glands. Okay, endocrine glands are the ones which are releasing these hormones. So how did these activities increase? It is mainly because of the, as I mentioned, the brain and the endocrine gland system function. So which part of the brain we have? Autonomous nervous system. So autonomous nervous system is one which senses and gives immediate response. So you touch some, say hot iron plate, immediately you move your hand away from it, right? So you don't really think whether I should move or no. That instant responses, sudden changes, all that is controlled by your autonomous nervous system. And that among that you have sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is where it is part which is sympathizing with the situation, prepares the body for flight or fight situation. So if the body senses, either you can say, imagine there is a snake in the hall, then you are preparing yourself to fight that snake, or you are generally trying to run away from that snake, right? So any kind of danger situation, either flight or fight is going to happen. So that's a fast response that your body is going to, your nervous system is going to take decision, and for so that you go into safe zone. And the parasympathetic nervous system is one which is trying to bring back the system to normalcy. So it is not like after a stressful situation you're permanently going to remain under stress, right? After some time you become more and more calm. Who is doing that? That is the parasympathetic nervous system. Endocrine glands release the stress hormones to cope with the demands from the sympathetic nervous system, right? So when you see some danger circumstance, or you are in a dangerous circumstance, the endocrine glands releases, and all those changes that we saw previously would take place, and this is how the stress functions within our body. So yogic definition of stress, if we really see, is that, simply to put, stress is speed. So if you see, like, you are in a race car, it seems very interesting to continuously speed up, speed up, speed up, faster and faster, faster and faster. But after some time, if you do not slow down, what happens? Either the vehicle will break down, or you would end into a crash kind of an situation. So similar is with our life also. It's not just about the car. Even within our life, if you're continuously running behind our various goals and desires of life, without any self control, without any self regulation, then we also will crash, we also will develop various types of diseases. That is what I'm trying to express here. So it is not just about the car. Like, nowadays we have continuously back to back, say work, or you're not able to spend time with the family, or you have no time for your yoga or any physical exercise, no time for most of the things that you really wish for. So when this kind of situation happens is where the stress buildup will occur. Any modern day disease, if you really observe, does not develop overnight or over a month or so. Repeatedly, when you are stressed continuously for months together, years together, then only you will start seeing the major symptoms, and in your reports you will start finding the issues. So the wise thing is to slow down, break down for few minutes at least a day. Then there is no problem. It is not like you should not take stress at all. It's not like you should not have any desires, or you should not have any goals in life. You must and should have. That is good to have goals and wanting to achieve, and whatever that you wish. But at the same time, if there is no self regulation or control, if you are not going to sleep every day, one day, 2 day, no problem, but later on you start becoming deluded, you start losing memory, you start to become very much irritated, it's just like that. So you work, you should sleep. You take stress, you should learn techniques to distress. So that is where the management of stress comes into the picture. If we see the effects of stress, so as I mentioned, from the autonomic nervous system, there's an imbalance between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. There is, too many stress conditions, stress-inducing conditions, where your sympathetic nervous system is very active, but parasympathetic is not able to match up. And also one more point is that sympathetic nervous system is very fast. The moment you touch something hot, immediately you will react, but to calm down, to come back to normalcy, it takes more time. So it is not like equal time. It's not like the way you get stressed or instantly, it takes more time to calm down. So that imbalance is there, right? So that is one of the effect of stress. And because of this imbalance, it also leads to imbalance of hormone. So if we see nowadays, so many people suffering with so many hormonal issues, say thyroid problem, PCOS problem, very very common nowadays among women. In men you can see hypertension, you can see diabetes. These kind of very common, almost commonly accepted also now. It is something that has to come, it is become like that. It is not necessary that it has to come. It is our attitude, in terms of willingness to take stress, but not willing to de-stress, not willing to give the importance towards de-stressing and bringing balance to life. So, from when these hormones are repeatedly in imbalanced state, your immune system also gets affected. The immune system becomes suppressed, and further, even further, more serious issues also occur. Example like cancer or something like that, right? So, in workplace, stress can lead to physical, mental, emotional, behavioral levels of stress, which in turn leads to anxiety, panic, anger, right? So, hypertension, diabetes, eating disorder, these things you can see in the physical level. And behavioral, reduced performance, aggression, getting angry for every small thing, interpersonal conflicts, right? Picking up fights with everybody, feeling jealous, all these things will be coming as a part of stress. When you are only performing very well, why would you be bothered about somebody else performing? You know, you will be happy with yourself. But because you're not able to perform due to severe stress, you start feeling jealous, you start feeling why I am not able to do, loss of confidence. These kind of things also is a outcome. Effects of high stress condition, as I mentioned, there are even heart conditions today is becoming common. Digestive disorders, gastritis, acidity, indigestion, constipation, even this is related to your digestion, stress, high stress. How, you might ask, right? So you people who have this gastritis, acidity, which again has become very common, you will notice when your stress levels are more, you feel more bloating, you feel more acidic in nature. It is because when the mind is getting stressed, automatically it releases the stress hormones, and because of this the stomach digestion will get impaired. And when it gets impaired, either it will produce more acid or it will produce very less acid, which is required to digest the food. So both will lead to indigestion and bloating, etc., etc., and even palpitations, sleeping issues. So many issues you can see is a consequence of high stress condition. So without handling your stress, no amount of medicine is going to solve these problems. The true solution to these problems are not going to come from the medicine, but will come from stress management techniques, which are greatly and with so many varieties you get in yoga field. What is the solution to this stress? How to manage the stress? If you really observe, the trick is to balance. What to balance? The sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. Too much you give stimulation, then you have to give appropriate amount of relaxation. There has to be a balance between the two. When there is a difference is where one person gets stressed. Actually, when we see, when we are studying for our exams or different activities, that is where you need more yoga or more of exercise or some distressing factor. But we seldom do that, but we end up eating some biscuits, chips, something like that, to distress. That is also a technique through which we are trying to reduce our stress. Eating is a method to reduce stress. There are so many various methods, but healthy way is where where it comes to pranayam and breathing exercise, meditation, etc., etc. So the whole point is, how, what is stress, and then how we can use yoga to manage it. So here, to manage this stimulation and relaxation is where we are bringing yoga into the picture. So this very famous Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is by Maharshi Patanjali. He gave the 8 limbs of yoga. If you observe, it is starts from yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. You have 8 stages. So yama and niyama deals with the social health. Okay, how we should be as a human being. The code of morals and ethics. It also speaks about the social conduct and the self, how we should take care of our body. And then you have physical health. Asanas and pranayama will help with keeping your physique proper, healthy shape, healthy size, weight, flexibility, breath control, not feeling tired, stamina, all these things it will help. Mental health is provided with the practice of pratyahara and dharana. So pratyahara is, the moderation of your senses, how much to see, how much to hear, when to stop hearing, when to stop seeing. So that moderation should be there. You like some movie, like say nowadays binge watching is more very common term. You start watching a Netflix series, then you never stop. You keep seeing because it is good. And what happens? You forgot to go to the restroom, you forgot to eat food, you forgot to sleep. It causes lot of stress the next day. So how to manage all that is given by the pratyahara concept, and understanding of it can help you to overcome. And the dharana is the intensive focusing or the concentration, dhyana is the deconcentration or the meditation, and samadhi is the highest state where we are trying to achieve moksha prapti or absolute oneness with the divine. Okay. So here I've just summarized it in the same way. Asana is a firm, comfortable posture. Pranayam is willful regulation of your breath, and the rest I did express. So yoga also plays great importance on proper and healthy lifestyle, whose main components are achar, vichar, ahar, vyahar, and vyavahar. So all this has to be in proper manner. So achar is physical activities and exercise. You should have a good amount of exercise on a regular basis. Vichar is the good thoughts. The negative thoughts also has consequence. So we should know what is good and bad. And right attitude towards life is very important. For what is the purpose of your life? Why are you struggling? If you struggle continuously, yet you don't see any happiness, then are you really in the right form or right direction of life? That is something that we should think, and we should make necessary changes. Ahar is the nutritious food that you consume. Sattvic food prepared and served with love and affection is very much encouraged in the yogic practice. Vihar is the proper recreational activities to relax your body and mind. Say your yoga practices and spending time with your family, going to some resort or some vacation where you're relaxing, not again getting stressed out to see many things, and that itself is more and more stressful. You have a, say, a free buffet in the morning, and you, because it is free, you go on eating. So that is not going to help to relax you. It is only going to stress your stomach and your digestive system. So that also is not going to help. So there should be a proper balance in everything. Vyavahar is healthy relationships. So we should maintain good cordial relationship with our family as well as the people around, our colleagues and everybody else. Then you will be in a better state frame of mind. Now if we see the benefits of yoga, improved general health, posture is going to be better, weight normalizes, you will have a more stable atomic uh, yes. Yeah, you will have more stable atomic nervous system. Even your cardio function will be better, right? Flexibility, endurance, all this you can see physically. Psychologically, improved mood is definitely seen, decreased anxiety levels, depression, increased somatic awareness, means bodily awareness, self acceptance. All these things you will be able to see psychologically. Psychomotor is, the movements, when it related to movements, increased grip, dexterity, improved eye hand coordination, reaction time. When we are stressed, you can see all these kind of degrades over a period of time. Your reaction time reduces when you are especially more stressed, right? So you need to remain calm when you are driving two wheeler. You are on phone, you are, thinking something else, you are also driving, your reaction time increases. Then it is actually bad. You won't be able to take a decision what to do. If some, by any chance, some other vehicle is approaching in wrong direction, you won't be able to react properly. So when you are distressed, again your there's a betterment in your reaction time, it becomes shorter, which is good. Cognitive function, even your attention, memory, concentration, definitely helps. Learning helps, learning efficiency improves drastically, because you are able to focus on one thing at a time, not multiple things. So benefits of yoga among teachers and students. So here most of the guests, I think, are the teachers as well as some of the students. So how it will make more sense to you, you know all the previous mentioned benefits definitely is applied, but added to that, increased energy levels can be seen to speak for long hours or listen for long hours. Your confidence in delivering your lectures will be better. Even postures, nowadays we see even teachers are also having back pain and neck pain because of long standing hours. Students are also sitting for long time, they also develop back pain. So those things will be completely eliminated if you practice yoga. Lesser irritability and aggression, reduced absentees, and sick leaves, better faculty retention. If the stress levels in the faculty is less, they are more happy, then automatically they tend to even work together better, and work for longer, many several years you can expect. But when there's a distress situation, you'll just find a way to run away from it. You cannot handle beyond a limit, then you will just change, or you stop teaching itself sometimes. So higher levels of concentration, attention span can be achieved, which leads to higher quality in teaching as well as learning. And it is also one of the most cost effective method to for your faculty and student wellness programs. Now coming to, further about the yoga, we have a main fundamental concept called Panchakosha Viveka. In yoga, we don't see ourselves as just one physical entity. So we see five different layers of ourselves. So physical, pranic or energy level, mental, intellectual and bliss. So what are these? Physical is the structure, what you can see. You can, say, use a syringe, you can pull out the blood, you can see that there is blood inside, you can cut open, you can see there's so many organs. All these are physical, what something that you can see, feel and experience. But is that all that is within us? We also have something called as prana. The prana is what is keeping this body alive. What is the difference between a living body and a dead body? Both are physical in nature, both are exactly the same, but that prana, that energy within, is what is causing activities. Various types of activities should be there, then only we say that there is life in this body, right? There has to be some breathing, some amount of digestion, some amount of mental activity, hand movement, leg movement, something. Then we say that there is prana, or there's energy in this body. And then is that all? No, we have further. If we go inside, we have mental or emotional being side of us, that is more subtle, and that also defines who we are. And there is intellectual, how we think, what is right, what is wrong, the discriminatory faculty in us. And last is the bliss. So bliss in the sense is the highest level of happiness. Okay. So the subtlest part in us is the happiness index, or happiness layer of existence. Whatever be the action that we do, we always do in the pursuit of happiness, right? So we go to college, We learn for what? In the hope that we get a job which gives us happiness. The learning itself can give you happiness, that you are becoming more intelligent, you are able to do your life many actions better. Then you get a job which is supposed to give happiness, then you get married. Everything we are doing in a pursuit of happiness, right? So we are not just the physical structure, we have so many other aspects added to it. So the fivefold transformation, right? Through yoga we are trying to achieve this fivefold transformation, not just the physical body getting better. Like when we say you go for a gym or something like that, physically you are getting much better, but not much changes is occurring in the stress levels or your thought levels or your emotion levels. There is no cross learning or vijnanamaya kosha. The intellect is not going to make any be any different. So when you practice come to a traditional form of yoga, there is a satsangs also which are conducted, where teachers and students sit together and discuss what are the issues, and how we can come up overcome these issues, what is the solution. So all those kind of aspects also come in, right? So we must remember our sole purpose in life is to be happy. No matter what you do, all our actions, whatever it is, we are in the pursuit of happiness, there should be no doubt. And we must take such actions which are not for temporary happiness, but with the long term or everlasting happiness. That kind of a goal we should set, and that kind of direction we should follow. Temporary happiness is something like you have like say you want to just drink alcohol, you feel little bit more relaxed immediately, right? Many people say like I am more stressed, so I am that is why I am smoking, that is why I am drinking. That is trying to distress very in short term. But everybody knows after smoking or drinking for few years you develop several issues, and that is going to take away all those happiness and worse, right? Your money is going to go, your insurance and everything becomes a problem. And not just about the money aspect, you are suffering all through the process. So do not take actions which lead to temporary happiness but actually lead into everlasting happiness. So we have various techniques, just briefing on that. Integrated approach of yoga therapy. Special techniques available in yoga for holistic treatment of all aspects related to stress, especially by addressing to all these 5 layers of existence of human. So for Annamaya Kosha, we recommend a sattvic diet, that is, which is not very spicy, very salty. It is moderate, bland taste, and definitely vegetarian, because that also has a reason behind it, a scientific reason behind it, not a religious reason. Then you have exercise to do, you have kriyas, that is cleansing practices, which will keep your physical structure hale and healthy. You have pranamaya kosha, you have pranayam as a major technique. Then manomaya kosha, you have mantra chanting, meditation, bhajan chanting, different methods to work on your mental and emotional levels of existence. Vijnanamaya kosha is like lectures like this, or counseling sessions, satsangs, discussions, and reading scriptures. That will also give you some different perspective towards life, different ways of approaching the same issue, how we can do it better, more efficient, not getting stressed up. So stress is always subjective. One person might feel more stressed doing the same work, one person might happily do the same work. What is the difference? It is the skill. So for skill, we need to read something. We need to ask someone who is wise how to handle these things. How can I do better? So there has to be some discussion. We don't need to reinvent the wheel every now and then. The skill is to just use the wheel and try to discover something else, move ahead and try to invent newer things rather than doing the same old thing, because you're not willing to learn from anybody or read anything, and you will end up in doing the same old work. So Anandamaya Kosha is the happiness level, and there we have Karma Yoga as a main concept and Happy Assembly. So these are about all the context that I wanted to mainly cover as part of the lecture. Any question and answers regarding what we discussed so far? So we saw what is life, we saw what is stress, we saw what causes this stress in our life, that is the different changes that comes in life causes different challenges, and some challenges we feel more stressed, some are we are fine, we handle. So then we saw the stress, how it functions in our body, what causes that changes, the nervous system, and the endocrine glands, how they function, and what changes it causes in your body, how the diseases are developing, right? We saw so many aspects among any of this, and how yoga plays a pivotal role in managing your stress, and how we can be more happy, more efficient, and more full of life, right? Living life as it is supposed to be. So all these aspects we have tried to cover in the short span of time. Any questions, anybody, please feel free to ask.
Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Sir, my question is for my students. Basically, when we do counseling, many times we have found that they find some difficulties, and also they not able to, you can say that, able to handle the stress. So how can I help them out so that they won't feel the pressure of, you can say, study or their futures or other such personal issues.
Can you please repeat? I lost few words.
Oh, sorry. It's like whenever I do counseling of my student, right? So many times they share their personal problem, they share about their futures, they share about their parents. Wishes, all these things. So if I, as a faculty, if I want to give them guidance regarding uh, to overcome to this stress problem, what should I do?
See, first and foremost, as a guide, we must equip ourselves with the knowledge, right? For that, the best I would recommend is to get into some book and book reading. You have a lot of online channels where you can get ideas. Books are more better, more than videos, because they give in-depth understanding. So in terms of yoga, if I speak, if you really look into it, there are several books in Upanishads have give answer to all types of solutions that one can exist, right? One can see. So whatever be your student or anybody is coming up with the problems, if please keep on mute unless you want to speak. Yeah, so unless so whatever be the issues that your students might be facing, unless we are having some idea about it, and we also it is more of an experience based, and what I can say, studies is what is going to help with answering their questions better. So depending upon situation to situation, there is no one solution for all the issues. What is that issue that they face, we have to see. There's generally there's parent children issue is more to do with the communication. When there's no proper communication is where the problem occurs. So we need to encourage the student to be more open with their family. I'm with the limited input that you have given, I'm telling, maybe I'm not being right to the point, but I hope you're getting what I'm saying. So
Absolutely, sir. Thank
yeah,
you.
it is mainly the communication, where we are suffering. So we also, as an individual, just go back and think, how much are we able to disclose our inner self, right? We all have problems, but how many people do we have in our life to even express it? Where we are not going to be judged, we are not going to be questioned. That person will listen, at least if not give solution, at least that person will listen. How many people do we have in our life? This is a major setback. What you are I think indirectly saying is that emotional setbacks what students face, right? So they're not able to handle their stress, they're not able to handle their aggression. Say as a teenage or as an young adult, there's some amount of aggression due to the hormones, not able to understand, figure out what is happening chemically inside the body and why they are reacting like this. And parents are also in the same boat, why are you behaving like this? You were all fine all these days, suddenly what happened? There's hormonal changes, which is a common thing, but we should be in a position to understand it. And in another side, we should be giving that freedom to express. Most of the time we are judging people even before they speak, right? First only we have an impression, okay, this person means he'll be like this only, and then we speak. So we are, our way we listen also will alter. What is that person telling, that also will alter, because we already put a filter, and what I am trying to say and what you are hearing might be different, right? So that communication should be clear. What exactly I'm saying and what you are exactly hearing should be the same. And where this is a difference is there, is where most of the communication issues occur, and between children and parents, this is what I generally see is one of the major causes. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely correct, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question, it was a good question. Yes, anybody else?
Here in the chat, we have some comments. I will
Yeah.
read out.
So, how do allopathic medicines, antimalarial food additives affect the higher koshas of body? See, it is not to blame any medical system. See, there is all the medicines are good, but we have to see which one is better, right? For certain issues, allopathy, there is a hands down solution. Say you get into an accident, you cannot be like, come to yoga center and we will treat you. So you must and should go to a allopathy hospital. You should take the medicines that they prescribe so that you can recover fast. You should be in the ICU or whatever that demands. You should take. You should not be like, no, no, I won't do it. But when it comes to this stress-related issues, then yoga is the best method. You know, there are certain issues where Ayurveda is also good. Certain diseases where homeopathy is also effective. So it should not blame game any medical system, but we have to just choose the best one, which is good for the current issue. And how it affects, definitely it affects. So a simple example, if I have to pick up, say your thyroid tablets, okay, many people might be having thyroid, so, or diabetes, you can take, more common. India is becoming the capital of diabetes. So every other house has someone who is diabetic, right? So here what is happening, simply to say, your sugar levels in the body are more than what it should be. Why is it more? Because the insulin production is less, or your cells have become resistant to the insulin. For some reason, there is a confusion between your own body cells, which was accepting the insulin, and now on it is no more accepting the insulin. Simple another analogy what you can give is, like a milk vendor. He has come in front of your door, and you are receiving the milk from him every day. One fine day, there is a door, you are on this side of the door, milk vendor is on the other side of the door, but you are not willing to open the door. Then what happens? You will not get the milk inside, you cannot prepare the beverage what you want to do. So that not acceptance is in the body is what you call as autoimmune issues, right? Diabetes is also autoimmune disease. So here there is either insulin production is less, or there is acceptance is not there. In both the ways, your sugar levels are going to be high, and you are going to have symptoms of diabetes. What the medication is doing, you are taking external insulin and trying to bring balance in it, trying to force the sugar levels to come down by making the cells accept this new form of insulin, or a different insulin which is coming from outside through the medicines. So what happens while you do this? Another analogy what I can say is, you are not doing any work, simply you are getting salary. Okay, no work you are doing. So for some reason your college, management has decided they'll simply keep giving money. What do you think will happen? First month you'll be very happy, but afterwards you will eventually start becoming lazy, lousy. You stop losing interest in life, you start going wrong direction. Right? So similarly is with the medicines also. When your body gets used to the medicine for so long, the natural tendency to produce the hormones that was required won't happen. Then eventually you will be mandatorily have to take the medicine, there will be no option for you. So that way it affects your energy level, it will affect your mental level. You can see, right? When you take certain medicines, there is side effects. One medicine you take, for the side effects they'll give another medicine. So it is showing that, there is a impact of various medicines on the higher levels of your, or the higher koshas of your body. And so even if you're taking medicine, you might not feel happy. Even if you're taking medicine, you might be wondering whether this is right for me, why there is no much change. Only sugar is seeing normal in the report, but still I'm not allowed to have sugar sweets. That is causing you mental disturbances, right? You're not feeling happy about it. So it definitely affects. I hope I answered Shiva Kishan's question. How to manage stress in very short time? Is there any yoga can calm down in few minutes? Yes, we do have techniques, various techniques to calm down in short time. It depends on subject to person, and there are different techniques. So like to reduce the number of hours you really need to sleep, you have technique. To distress your mind instantly, you have a technique. But again, what is the whole point is, you must take stress, you must know how to distress time to time. Like now you're sitting for a long period of hours, all that you need to do is every few seconds, every hour, just get up, give some rotation movement and sit down. That small distress activity will ensure you don't get back pain, right? Example, simple example I'm saying. So again, if you have a lot of back pain, you must go for a proper therapy class or something like that. But generally, most of the people suffering from back pain today is because of continued sitting hours. You don't need to change your job. You don't need to say that no, no, I don't want to use computer. That is not a solution anymore. The solution, or sense, is to give some movements time to time. Make excuses to get up from the chair, to say, to drink water, to eat lunch, to go to the restroom. Make excuses. Break that stagnation, break that barrier, constant sitting. Then you will hardly face much of issues. Okay. And we will be practicing some aspects, some practices also today. It's not like only lecture. After this question answer, we do have some practical class. But I'll again try to focus on easy practices which you can sit and chair and do. And it's easy to practice considering what attire you're wearing or where you are, I have no idea. So considering all that, limited practices but definitely effective ones. So how to manage stress in a short time? Yeah, okay, I answered those questions. How many times Ujjayi have to be done? What do you mean? Are you referring to Ujjayi Pranayam? Balakrishnan? Okay. So again, it depends, minimum what we say is like 9 times each day. And if you have any issues for which Ujjayi is good, then 9 into 4 times a day. Yeah. Practical or the practice part, if we can keep little later, it will be better. If you can ask questions related to what we discussed so far, yeah, or anything associated, then that would be better, I believe. Any other questions, anyone? Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you, Balkrishnan. Thank you, Shiva. Yeah. Someone unmuted. Please go ahead. Yes, it does have, Shiva Krishan. It does have effect on your composition, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. See, simply to say why Indians are of brown color, why say Americans are white color. What is the difference? Is it because they choose or we choose? No, the region where we are, it is more tropical, it's more sunny, and our genes develop over time, right? Even our genes can modify itself with the generations to come. So automatically our say ancestors way long back realize that or their genes realize that it is better if we are more darker, so that we can bear the sun heat, right? So eventually we are comparatively more darker skinned compared to west, where it is more cold. There is no sunlight, so whatever be the light that they receive, the skin has to absorb whatever minimum is there. They don't need minimum light they get, but they do need it. so their skins are more light. It's simple to say, location does matter. And you can also see the next generations of Indians only, comparatively they're more taller, more better built. So what is causing all this? Nutrition will have an impact. Nutrition will have an impact. Culture will have an impact. Knowledge, what you are doing day to day, will have an impact, right? Yeah. What food is good for North India, not necessarily same for South India. Again, it is dependent on Vata Pitta Kapha balances. So I hope you got the answer. Because seasons are different, so weather conditions are different, humidity, everything is different. So according to what is there in our environment, that if we consume, then that is good for us. That part of diet and lifestyle is a whole different subject. I know it can be a separate session itself, because there's so much content in that. So we should always consume the food that can be locally prepared. Say we are all, I think, in Bangalore only in this meeting. So what grows around Bangalore? Majorly it is the ragi based belt, what you call. So ragi food goes very well with this weather. Similarly in North India, mustard oil goes very well. Here groundnut oil goes very well. We don't need to go and consume olive oil, something which is not even grown in India, which cannot be grown because of the conditions. That food is not going to be consumed well with us, within our body. Our enzymes will not understand what is this oil. No, it might be beneficial for the Westerners, but not necessarily for us. So whatever is good in the West need not be good for us. So it's always subjective. Yes, that is also true, Shiva Kishan. So nowadays you have a lot of hybrid products, and you have genetically modified fruits, vegetables. So throughout the year you get all the vegetables and all the fruits. But there are enough evidences already, even though it's a new technology of farming. There are enough evidences that genetically modified issues have caused several unknown diseases, new diseases, unidentified diseases in the in humans or in people. So please do not do that. Look up to your parents and grandparents, ask them what is the local food. And if you have changed your region of settlement, like you were before a North Indian and now you have come to South Indian, slowly make the change into the local cuisines, slowly, with the time. Yes, that is one of the primary reason why autoimmune diseases are so high today. Autoimmune diseases primarily high. What I strongly believe, and even yoga says that food is a key thing. Today, everybody has a food problem. Meaning excessive indulgence in food, or not at all eating because they want to control their weight, or too choosy about food, or not having balanced food. One day breakfast is there, another day breakfast is not there, right? So many variations we are doing and messing and confusing our system. What is autoimmune? See, say me and Shiva Kishan are friends. We were together for so long. Suddenly somebody else comes and confuses, and he creates a quarrel between both of us, and then we fight against each other. It is as simple as that. Within our body, for our body, all the cells in it is our friends. But due to this excessive stress, repeated presence of stress hormones causes confusion in the body. Like, who is my friend, who is my enemy? That only becomes a question. And in that question, it becomes more and more manifestation. Eventually, you start developing cancerous cells, which are your own cells fighting against you, or tumor cells and things like that. Even diabetes, your beta cells in your pancreas starts dying because of infighting, not outfighting. Nobody else is come inside. It's not like this COVID virus or something from outside. You do not get anything. Self-made, you only develop these issues. So take charge and do the necessary breaking, slowing down. uh, Fix your path, find your path and fix your path. De-stress time to time. Okay, so shall we go for the practicals part? Anybody has any last doubt, last question to answer? Otherwise, I'll move to practical part. It would be nice if few of you can turn on your camera, so I'll feel more connected with you guys. So at least a couple of them, whoever is willing to turn on. Some basic practices we can do. Okay. Thank you, Jess. Thank you for turning. Yeah. So, okay. So on the chair itself, we can do. Yeah. So sit straight. Keep your eyes closed. Observe on your breath. Observe your breathing. Allow the breathing to take place freely. So sitting straight, hands in Chin Mudra. Chin Mudra is thumb and index touching, other three fingers are together. Palms facing upwards on your knees. Keep your eyes closed. Observe, allow few rounds of breathing to take place. Let go of all other thoughts. Again, as I keep repeatedly saying, stress is good, but you should know when to stop taking the stress. Right now, let go of all your office activities or whatever future things that you need to do. You have already committed your time till 1:15. So be here with the session. Let go of all other thoughts. Don't be even in the past, not in the future. Be only in the present. Observe your breath. Allow few rounds of breathing to take place. Just inhale and exhale. Deep, long breaths. Whatever be the thoughts that might come right now or in the session, ignore. Don't give importance. Just like you are standing in a bus stop, you see a lot of buses coming and going. You don't hop onto every bus. You will only hop onto what you want, which bus you want to enter. Similarly, whatever be the thought, you don't need to respond. You just focus on yourself, focus on your breath. That is what you want. So that is what you should do. We'll chant 3 times Omkara. Deep inhale, full breath. Feel the vibration of Om. Rub your palms against each other, make it warm. Keep the warm portion over your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Relax. Now staying seated, we'll go for neck rotation. Inhaling head up, exhaling head down. Inhaling head up, make a circular movement, exhaling head down. Big wide circle. 5 times clockwise. 3, 4, 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next, keep your hand shoulder level. Okay. Exhaling, look back. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, look back. Try to give a rotation in your waist or the spine. Exhale out, inhale center. Exhale out, inhale center. Whatever place you have, you use it. Don't be embarrassed or anything as such. Feel free. You are here to make benefit of the session. Put your best. Be oriented to the goal to become more relaxed. Exhaling out, inhaling center. Exhaling out, inhaling center. Exhaling out, inhaling center. Relax. Next, hand on your shoulder, elbow in the front, elbow in the front, all the way up, all the way forward, all the way up, all the way forward. Do with breathing. The more you control, the more you have control over your breath, the more distressed you would become. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. It's not just the physical movement. Yoga is yoga only when you put breath into the practice. You are attentive towards your breathing. Reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Next, you can hold your leg from below and try to make circular movements. Okay, comfortably you can do whatever possible. The point again is to do these practices when you are in your office, just to relax and give some movements to your joints. One of the another reason why many people are developing joint issues because of lack of movement. Clockwise, anti-clockwise. Other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ankle rotation. Similarly, only the ankle, no movement in the calf. Only the ankle movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite. 5, 4. Make big wide circles. 3, 2, and 1. Left leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opposite. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Next, you go for some stretches. So try to reach your right hand to the floor, whatever low you can, and raise your hand up. Look at the ceiling. You can do this on your chair, no problem. Whatever possible. Look at your fingertips and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Try to keep your hand not at the knee level, but at your hip level, in line with your hip. Place your hand on the other side. Stretch your hand up. Stay. If you are not able to reach the floor, even if you are high, it is okay. Okay, but try to reach the floor. Look at the fingertips. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly inhale, come up. Exhale, hand down. A slight variation. Try to reach the other side. Stretch your hand up. This time bicep touching your ear. Look at your fingertips. Stretch your hand over and above your head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale up. Exhale down. Change the side. Inhale, exhale, reach the hand to the floor. Raise your hand up. Stretch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale up and exhale down. Now we'll do a backward bending. You can stay seated. Just to show side view, I am doing this. So do not touch the backrest initially. Later you can touch your backrest so that there is a gap between your lower back and the backrest. Raise your hand, look back. How much you can look at your fingertips. Raise your chin up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Forward bend. Try to reach your both the hand to the floor. How much you can. Try to press your abdomen and chest on the thigh. Head inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more round. Try to do even better. Stretch all the way back, push up, lower back forward, completely bend back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend forward, all the way forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Inhale, come up and release, relax. Next, breathing practice. Keep your hand on your chest. Interlock, elbow down. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, stretch, eyes closed. Exhale, back. Once you understand the practice, just focus on the breathing. Inhale, out. Exhale, in. Slow and steady, keep your back straight. Don't take back rest. Try to sit on your own hip. Inhale, out. Exhale, in. Inhale, out. Exhale, in. Synchronize your hand movement with your breathing. Inhale, out. How much you inhale, that much you stretch. Exhale, completely back. Inhale, deep focus on your breathing. Exhale now. As I keep saying, control your breath, you can control your stress. Inhale, out. Exhale, back. Inhale, out. Exhale, back. Now next you have to chant Akara when you exhale. Okay. So inhale, stretch out. When you come back full breath, you have to say A sound. Feel the vibration in your abdomen. Try to say A. Keep your eyes closed. Inhale, stretch. As you come back. Feel the vibration. Inhale out as you exhale. Next, 135 degrees. Stretch your hand slightly above your forehead level in the front. Exhale back. Inhale, stretch above your forehead level. Exhale back. Inhale, stretch. I hope everyone else is also participating. The practice is what going to make the difference, not just viewing. Inhale, very simple practice, every one of you can do. If you keep your camera on, I can as well correct if required. Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. Now we chant Ukara. You have to say O Akshara full breath. Inhale out as you exhale. Feel the vibration in the chest region. Inhale out as you exhale. Inhale out. Last strong. Next. These chantings help to relieve any kind of stress built it up in the body. So chant freely without any inhibition. Inhale, stretch your hand right above your head. Third practice. Touch your nose as you go up and touch your nose as you come down. Try to move your hand close to your face. Inhale up, exhale down. 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 Try to learn to control your breath. Deep breaths. Systematic breathing. Inhale up, systematic breathe out. Now you have to chant Makara in this. Inhaling up as high as you can. Stretch. As you come back, you have to say Ma, keeping your mouth closed. Inhale up. As you exhale. Inhale up. As you exhale. Feel the vibration in the head region. Last count. Inhale up. Relax. Next practice, we'll go for Pranayam. Okay, controlling your breath. Yeah. So first practice is Kapalbhati. So people who have high BP or any cardiac issues, avoid the practice. During pregnancy, avoid the practice. If you're having your menstrual cycle, avoid the practice. Rest of you can do it. Continuously exhale, exhale, exhale. Abdomen goes inside. Try to do slow, one by one, for especially the beginners who are doing first time. Keep one hand on the abdomen. As you exhale, the hand should go inside. Okay. Try to keep giving that stroke continuously for 1 minute. You need to do to get the benefit of the practice. It will help to purify your lungs. It will help you to cleanse your nose, nostril, your lungs. Push the air out, sudden, in a jerk, all in a fraction of a second. Few more seconds. Relax. Observe the feeling post Kapalbhati, how you're feeling at the side of your nostril, sinus cavities, your throat, your chest. Keep your eyes closed and try to look inwards. All the solution is inside. Problems also inside. You need to just fix it in the way it is designed. Understand the user manual of your own body. Understand the need for fresh air, good air, right thoughts. Cultivate the habit of practicing sincerely. Next, raise both the hands up. Raise both the hands up, inhaling up, suddenly exhaling, hand down. Bastrika Pranayam. Inhale up. Forcefully exhale. Any dirt, debris in the nose should come out. And relax. These are all almost instant stress relievers. Someone asked me how to relieve stress in short time. I hope you are also practicing and experiencing that change in your breath levels, change in the state of your mind. Next practice we'll go for Nadi Shuddhi Pranayam. Second and third finger you are going to fold. Okay, of your right hand. This is my right hand. Second and third finger fold. Nasika Mudra. Left hand Chin Mudra. Thumb and index together. Other three fingers together. So inhale through your left side. Okay, you are using right thumb for your right nostril. Right index for your left nostril. Okay, like this. So you are going to inhale to the left. Inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale the same side, right side. 1, 2, 3. Exhale on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 3, 6. Inhale to the left. 1, 2, 3. Exhale to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale to the right. 1, 2, 3. Exhale to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like this, try to practice 5 rounds. Left in, right out, right in, left out is 1 round. Okay. Left in, right out, right in, left out is 1 round. And you're going to do slow and steady breathing. Try to keep your exhalation double the time of your inhalation. And make sure you're doing it in a silent manner. You're not going to suddenly pull the air in or suddenly push the air out. Pranayama is all about regulation of your breath. You want to slowly do it. The more and more control you have on your breath, the more and more control you will have on your mind, and in turn on your emotions, on your cravings, your anger, everything. Breath is key. Without prana, the body is useless. So try to manage your breath through the practice of pranayam. Slow inhale, slow exhale. Five rounds. Slow and steady breathing. Left in, right out. Right in, left out is 1 round. Complete the practice by exhaling to the left side. Do not stop in between. The practice name is Nadi Shuddhi. Again, a very wonderful technique to manage your stress. The more you do, the better. No limitations for this practice. Next, we'll practice Brahmari. So for a Brahmari, you can remove your spectacles. First, see the practice. If you don't know, keep your thumb covering your targus region and push the targus, that is this bony part which is movable. That part you're going to push into your ear on both the side. Going to cover your fingers with the rest of the eye, cover your eyes with the rest of the fingers, and you're going to inhale deeply And full breath you're going to say nakara. Okay, tongue should touch behind your upper teeth, and that is the roof of the mouth. So you're going to deep inhale and full breath you're going to make the humming sound. Okay, like this you have to do for 5 times. Maximum stretch the duration. Okay, continue. Inhale deeply and full breath make humming sound. Cover your ears and eyes to make it dark and silent. Full observation only on the sound. 5 times. Slowly release your hands down, keeping your eyes closed. Observe normal breathing. Observe the vibrations post Brahmari. Next, we'll go for Soham Meditation, a small, short, and easy meditation technique. Again, for this, you should be aware of your breath. You should be sitting straight. Do not slouch. Do not hunch your back. Keep your back straight, shoulders relaxed, both the hands in Chin Mudra, palms facing upwards. Once your body is steady, you can keep your eyes closed, straight looking forward. Try to follow the technique. Don't get distracted by what is happening around. Don't keep looking here and there. Focus and make the best use of your time. Bring a mental awareness over your breath. Allow the air to move freely in and out. You're not trying to control your breath. You're just allowing the air to move freely. On its own, the body is breathing. But you're just observing the movement of breath. Now slowly bring a mental awareness to the center point between your eyebrows. Bhru Madhya, or the center point between your eyebrows. Just bring a mental awareness at this region, and at the same time observe the breath movement. Have 2 levels of awareness. One on your breath, one at the center point between your eyebrows. As you're observing, you can notice various thoughts in your mind. From background, so many thoughts seems to be there. Someone or the other is talking, you might be talking, someone might be talking to you. There's some background noise or music. Something or the other is happening. Just be present. Do not react. Do not respond. No matter how urgent it might look like or how silly it is, give no importance. Just no response. If you do not respond, the thoughts will disappear. Just learn to let go. You are the master of your mind, not the other way. Just bring mental awareness again and again back to your breath. Don't get carried away with whatever be the thoughts. Now slowly we'll start with the Soham meditation. As you inhale, you have to mentally chant So. As you exhale, you have to mentally chant Hum. Mentally chanting means no sound outside, only within the mind. As you inhale, I'll be chanting loud for just guiding for the first round. Later it is all mental chanting. Everyone, as you inhale, mentally chant So. As you exhale, mentally chant As you inhale, mentally chant So. As you exhale, mentally chant Let this practice of chanting So and Hum mentally continue until further instructions. Keep saying So and Hum within your mind with each full breath, with an effort to bring silence to the mind. It's not so easy to handle the mind. You cannot say mind keep quiet and it will become quiet. It's not the case. You need to do certain things. Keep saying So and Hum, So and Hum effortlessly without any expectation. Don't attach expectations. Just selflessly keep saying So and Hum, So and Hum. Continue. As you're chanting, you might still be disturbed with other thoughts. It's totally okay. Do not punish, do not force, but keep continuing Soham and the other thoughts will disappear. Have patience and faith. Keep chanting. Now, slowly complete the chanting of exhalation, but remain in focus of the Agna Chakra, the center point between your eyebrows and the breath. Complete the hum and just be present to the center point between your eyebrows and the breath. Slowly let go of the awareness or the forced awareness towards the Agna Chakra as well as your breath. Now remain effortless in your position, posture, in your breath, at your mind level. Remain completely effortless, yet aware, yet conscious. Recognize the inner silence. Recognize the silencing of the mind. Recognize the calmness inside, the peace inside, the inner happiness. Recognize. You feel content, you feel happy, you feel relaxed, you feel stress free. Recognize. Remain in the silence for next few seconds. Let nothing disturb and take away the silence from you for the next few minutes. Relax. Remain in the silence. Relax. Relax. Completely relax. Now, from the silence, let us chant Om Shanti 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 together. Palms in Namaskara Sthiti, all together. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Rub your palms, make it warm. Keep the warm portion over your eyes and slowly open your eyes. Okay. So that was what for practical aspect of today's session. So any further queries or questions you have regarding the practical part or the theory part or anything in general, please feel free to ask. I hope some of you did practice. Any questions? Anyone? If not, we'll conclude the session.
Thank you very much, sir. It is a really wonderful session. So you have managed the theory session 1 hour and practical session. It was very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity, Bharti.
Thank you, sir.
I just hope people were listening because it's all, cameras are off. So it's like I'm just speaking to the camera only. Yeah. Okay. Sometime it happens, we cannot concentrate. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, the whole point of today's session was to improve your concentration and attention span. And these are the many techniques that, some of the techniques that we try to discover today. So, why one person cannot concentrate or, cannot have a longer attention span is because we are all diverted, right? We have multiple things to think about at any given point of time. So at one side, we are thinking about our house, household stuff. Maybe if you're married, about your children, about your spouse, your parents, or your own health issues. You have a career on one side. You have your own personal dreams, family dreams. You have so many things to think about. Everybody has this. Nobody is going to escape any of this. But the difference is, whether you are able to focus and, attachment and detachment. Vairagya is a very important concept in yoga. Two cornerstones of yoga is vairagya and abhyasa. What is vairagya? Vairagya means detachment. Most commonly understood or misunderstood topic is vairagya because people think vairagya means leaving everything and going into sannyas. Of course, that is one method, but that need not be for everybody. Everybody need not take sannyas and go into Himalaya and sit and meditate and become a monk. That is not the point of yoga as a whole field. It is developed for common man. Common man, it is developed by sages. Okay, so it is for uplifting your life. It is not to uplift their life. They are already settled. They already know what they want and where to find, how to do it. They are sure of it. But it is a technique given and expressed by the great sages to help and improve your quality of life. So try to, follow the vairagya part. Vairagya part, how you can follow in your life. When you're in office, you're your college, be in the college, mentally, physically, emotionally attached with your topic. See how you can deliver your lectures better. Don't bring your family inside in that lecture hall, mentally or emotionally disturbed. Don't do that. When you go home, completely leave your office or other things aside. Try to disconnect. And now that you're there in this session, say, you should not be all around again. Then again you will not understand the purpose of this session. Why the, management is even, or this fit India movement and other things are happening, is because everybody is stressed around. And these are methods how we can reach out and try to bring some changes, or, some betterment. So the vairagya is to be followed. Whatever, now you committed 2 hours, so that 2 hours, are you really here? Just physically present, of course, yes, all are, present. Some are even marking attendance, I can see that. So that is going to happen. But how much time of the session are you really with me, or really involved in the session? That is why one person not able to focus. Okay, vairagya not done properly, and abhyasa also not done properly. And we cannot become more and more efficient without practice, right? So now I'm able to speak or deliver a lecture like this is only by practice, or take so many classes only by practice. Even you are taking several classes. The first day, remember, when you entered college as a teacher, how was your feeling? You were scared, you were worried whether people will like your lecture. That fear was there, anxiety was there. But is it even there even now, after several years of teaching? No. That is that abhyasa part. So you want to learn To improve your concentration, you need to do abhyas of what? Abhyas of asanas, pranayam, meditation, willingness to let go. All these things, if you put, everybody can improve their concentration and be fully present whenever you want, however you want, on whatever topics you want. It is you who is supposed to be the master of your life, not somebody else. Do not give your remote to somebody else. Someone else presses a button and you become angry, someone else presses some other button, you become sad. So that's not the way to do. If I know what you like and only that I'll give, then you will do the work for me, then I know which button I should press. And if you don't mean much to me and you come and ask something from me and I don't care, I'll make sure, I'll hurt you or irritate you, or give no value to you. So these kind of things, we are allowing others to control our emotions. Say someone comes and says, you are beautiful. Was that the only reason you should feel happy? Were you not beautiful before that person said? Right? So again, someone else is able to control your state of happiness. You should remain happy. Whether somebody said you are beautiful or not, you should still remain happy. Someone says, acknowledge, thank you, okay, fine, and keep going. Similarly is in the other side. Someone says, you're looking bad today. The whole day you're thinking, why he told bad, why he told like this, etc. Right? So take charge of your own mind. And you know all the best. I think most of them are teachers, so you play a very fundamental role in in students' lives. So if you are more involved in your sessions and able to deliver without much of stress, even your quality of class will be better. You'll have more attendance in your sessions possibly, and you would also enjoy the session. In the end, that also matters. It's not uh, just for the purpose of salary or something like that. So in all, life's main purpose is happiness. So whatever we do, we should try to seek happiness, and that will give a lot of contentment, lot of satisfaction on the long run. Comparison is never going to end. Kapalbhati कितने बार करना चाहिए? Again, as I mentioned, minimum is 1 minute, Anil. तो उससे ज़्यादा भी कर सकते हो, 3 मिनट, 4 मिनट, 5 मिनट, आधा घंटा भी कर सकते हो इफ़ यू आर अ एक्सपर्ट. ओके. प्रैक्टिस ठीक से करना है, वो सबसे ज़रूरी है. ठीक से सीखना है, ठीक से करना है, आधा घंटे तक भी कर सकते हो. All asanas practices can be extended. That is the difference in yoga and other practices. If done correctly, if follow the steps, time is not a concern. Okay, but for general purpose, 1 to 5 minutes is enough. Yes, any other question? I hope you all liked my session, and I would like to receive some feedbacks from Bharati after the
Yeah,
class.
yeah, sure, sure,
Yeah.
sure. I'll send the feedback.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. In your busy schedule, you have taken out your time and you have come here. So we have participants from all over India, actually.
Oh, is
It
it?
is an yes. We have from all over India. We have from Karnataka, Bangalore, Maharashtra, Andhra
Oh,
Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, from everywhere, sir. Almost Gujarat, Haryana. So all the faculties of different institutions. So here, so around you can see 90, 92 participants we have. So
wonderful,
it
wonderful.
is very nice. Gujarat, from everywhere, all over India we have.
Okay, I wasn't aware, so I gave little bit references of Bangalore, but okay.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, that's great to know. I hope my language wasn't a barrier for understanding the content. And yeah, thank you everyone for the opportunity, for giving time and patience to listen for almost 2 hours. I hope it benefited you in some or the other way. So
Yes. So
yeah,
all the 4 days we have fully technical sessions, fully loaded. So now this was the very relaxing session. So we are winding up today afternoon.
yeah.
So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. Dear participants, we'll start the
Okay, I'll disconnect, ma'am. Yeah.
no problem, sir.
Yeah.
We are starting the last valedictory function at 2 o'clock. From 2 to 3, we will be 2:45 valedictory function. So then I'll be sharing the test link, and you can give the test, which will be there in the Google form only. So we will be sharing that around 3 o'clock. So responses we will be collecting up to 4 o'clock. So that is one thing. And I request from some of the participants to give their feedback regarding the 5 days FTP. As you know, you may be knowing that we have to submit to the AICTE. So we have to upload it. So how you felt? So please kindly give the feedback. So thank you, everyone. So we will have a lunch break and we will start the session at 2 o'clock. Thank you.